Focusing primarily on the pelvis and the hips, but we'll also do a little bit of a stretch through the legs as well. So first of all, I want you to lay on your back and make sure your feet are sit bone distance apart, heels tucked in underneath the knees, hands down by your sides, cushion, head block, or something to just rest the head on in order to make sure that that spine is aligned. Relax the shoulders, soften the breastbone. Now lengthen the crown of the head, so try to sort of almost lengthen the spine, so try and press the crown of the head away from the tailbone. So you're just dropping the chin down towards the chest ever so slightly, so you've got about the shape of a sort of a satsuma or a walnut, something like that. Okay, so we're not driving the chin in, it's just lengthening through the back of the neck. Again, hence why the need for a book or a cushion. Hands down by your sides and just tuck the hands in underneath the hips. So when we sway to the side, which we're going to do now, I want you to just make sure that the hands sort of stop the legs from falling all the way down. Keep the feet connected to the floor, so you're actually doing a little bit of mobility through the ankle joint as well. Good. And I want you to just focus on the breastbone, the collarbone. So the breastbone going down the front and the collarbone going across the chest. Relax the shoulders, just soften the top of the body as you sway those knees from side to side. So we're just lifting from one hip to the other, just rotating a little bit of mobility through the lower back, just to start. Good. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And try and allow the out breath to be slightly longer than the in breath. If you can't do that, then just make sure they're fairly equal and fairly steady. Steady breath. Not too deep. I don't want you to gasp for air at the end, but just enough, just that you're taking up in enough oxygen and dispelling it well. Okay, bring those knees back to centre. We're just going to place the hands onto the hip bone. So just place a couple of fingers on each side, and I want you to try and make sure that those hip bones stay level. Relax the shoulders. Good. From here, I want you just to slide one heel away. Now, as you slide that heel away, I want you to focus on keeping that hip level and bring it back into centre. And again, the other side. So slide the heel away and bring it back into centre. Now, as you're sliding, I want you to try and make sure that the back stays still. So there's no imprinting of the spine on the floor and there's no tilting of the pelvis. So we're not trying to lift the lower back, we're not trying to press it into the floor. Bring it back into centre. So what I want you to do, as we slide that leg away, I want you to focus on the points between the lowest rib, which is around about here, okay? The lowest rib being the bit that actually sticks in, actually comes into the sternum, the breastbone, okay? So it actually comes down a lot lower than into the body, okay, because of the nature of the shape of the bone and the positioning of it. But the lowest rib is around here, okay? So there's your lowest rib. Place your thumb on the lowest rib and place a hand, okay, or a finger or part of the hand onto the hip bone here. And I just want you to focus on keeping the distance between those 2 points exactly the same. So pull the belly in towards the spine, just a gentle contraction. Relax the shoulders still. Pull that belly in. Just hold it there very, very gently, very steadily. Good. From here again, we're going to slide that heel away and bring it back into centre. Now, if you're quite happy with this, you can remove the hands, place them down by your side, or you can place the fingers onto the hip bone again. But slide that heel away. So it's a gentle slide. You don't have to actually physically slide the leg along the floor. Obviously, if you've got shiny surface, or if you've got wooden floors, then obviously it's going to be easier. Carpet's slightly difficult. Okay, and again, relax the shoulders, slide that heel, trying to keep that back completely still. All right, again, focusing on the distance between those 2 points, okay? Our rib-hip connection. We're going to bring the knee in towards the chest and then send the leg down. And again, knee in towards the chest and send the leg down. So relaxing the shoulders, knee in and send it down. Good. Pull the knee in. Okay, well done. I'm just going to remove my hands. So I'm going to place my hands back onto the hip bones. But if you want to carry on holding on, or just placing a finger or a thumb onto the rib and the hip, just so that you can maintain that distance, maintain that positioning, then by all means you choose whichever is going to be most suitable for you. It's going to assist you. Good. Lifting up and down. Now again, focusing on that rib pelvis connection and or the hips, or both. We're going to drop one knee down out to the side. So just take it out, good, and bring it back into centre. Now trying to lift up through the other side so it's nice and controlled. We're keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. Keep both shoulders fixed to the floor and lift that knee back up to centre. And again, send that leg down, just rolling onto the side of the foot, making sure that that hip stays level. Bring it back into centre. And again, the other side. So just taking it down, bring it back into centre. And again, breathing out as you take it wide and in as you lift. Now, that leg may not come all the way down to the floor. If it does, great, you've got wonderful hip flexibility. If it doesn't, some of you may only manage just a few degrees, okay, as you take it out. So we can do two more, relaxing down, bring it back up, good, and send it up towards the ceiling again, good. So that was just focusing on our neutral spine, okay, the positioning where our spine is within its natural curves. We're now going to start to flex the spine now. So this is where the tailbone, this is where the hips are actually going to start to pull towards the chest, okay. So again, placing the hands onto the hip bones, I want you to squeeze the bum cheeks, and I want you to start to lift the tailbone, okay? So you're pulling the tailbone upwards slightly. So as you pull the tailbone upwards, the lower back is going to press into the floor, which is what we call imprinting. Keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed, I just want you to hold that position here. So keep that tailbone pulled up, keep the hips facing or pulling in towards you, okay? And lowering that back into the floor. Now don't force it, it's a comfortable position, okay? If there's any pain or discomfort, then just take the stretch back off or take the movement back off and just work gradually through it again until to the point where there is no pain, okay? From here, I want you to just pull the belly in towards the spine and continue breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just a couple of breaths in and out. Relaxing the shoulders, in and out. And just relax the spine back and allow it just to sit within that natural position. Let's take it in the other direction. So this time we're going to press the tailbone in towards the floor and we're lifting up through the lower back. So you should be able to fit even just a half a finger underneath the gap between the lower back and the mat. Okay, so the chest and the rib cage is going to lift now. Okay, so the gap between the rib and the pelvis here, if you were still holding on to those 2 points, it's going to increase. Unlike before where we were tilting the pelvis towards you, that gap would decrease. Okay, so we're increasing that space between the ribs and the pelvis. Take a couple of breaths in, keep that belly button pulled in towards the spine, relax the shoulders, breathing in and out, and again in and out, good, and just relax the spine down. We're just going to tilt from front to back, okay, so we're going to go forwards and backwards. Again, if you want to place the hands onto the hip bones, you can. If not, place the hands down by your sides. We're going to pull the belly down towards the floor as we imprint that spine, flex the spine, breathing out and in as we send it back the other way, and again out as we pull the belly in, and in as we send the tailbone into the floor. Good, breathing out, relax the shoulders, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in. Good, and just allow the back just to sit within its natural curves again. Good, let's just sway those knees from side to side ever so slightly again, keeping the feet connected to the floor, feeling a little bit of stretch through the ankles. Good, a little bit of work going on through the lower back. Good, not too far, not taking it too far over. Good. Okay, we're going to lift the tailbone up off the floor a little bit now. So we're actually going to stay, we're going to come up into a sort of shoulder bridge, but we're going to stay within a flexed spine. So hands down by your sides. We're going to start to tuck the tailbone under. We're going to press the lower back into the floor, and we're going to lift the tailbone up. And now as we lift the tailbone up, I want you to focus on pushing the tailbone towards your heels. Okay, so we're not lifting the hips. The belly stays down. We're pushing up. So it might be that you want to place the hands on the belly. And as we press up, you're going to feel a stretch through the front of the thighs and into the hip flexors across here. Now make sure those knees are still sit bone distance apart. Keep that belly down, okay? So you're really tucking the tailbone under and you're pushing the tailbone towards the heels. Now as you can see, I'm just going to pull my top just up here so you can see. I'm not actually that far off the ground, okay? My tummy's scooped, so scoop tummy, okay? And the tailbone's lifted. Just hold that position here. And then I'll lower it back down again. So you're going to feel the stretch through the lower back, but you're also going to feel the work and the stretch going on through the front of the thighs as well. Okay, so we're really opening up the front of the hips. And again, we're going to tuck the tailbone under. We're pressing the lower back into the floor, and we're going to squeeze that tailbone. I'm going to press the tailbone towards your heels. Now relax the upper body. So focus on the tailbone, not the hips. Okay. So again, pull the belly in towards the spine. Tuck the tailbone under. Squeeze the bum cheeks. Hold it here. For that work going on into the front of the hips and the front of the thighs. Just make sure those knees are pulled in slightly so they're not separating, they're not swaying or bowing out to the side. Relax the shoulders. Allow the whole of the upper body just to relax down. And lower the spine down to the floor again. We're going to do that one more time. So again, pull the belly in towards the spine. Really keep that belly button down. So if you, again, just place the hands on the belly button, and we're picking the tailbone up. It's the tailbone that we're lifting, not the hips. We're pushing that tailbone, so almost pull the heels in towards your bottom in order to maintain that position. You're going to feel that stretch through the lower back and into the buttocks. Or say stretch, you're going to feel the work going on in the lower back, I apologise, and work going on in the buttocks, and the stretch through the front of the thigh, but keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Hold that position. Good, keep that belly down. Now from this position, I want you to press the hips up. So we're actually pushing the hips up now, not the tailbone. Now just remove your head blocks on your cushions if you have one, and we're pressing up a little bit more. Now relax the shoulders. Make sure the work you're pressing into the heels, and we're pushing those hips up. Relax the upper body. Almost allow the whole chest to sort of fall. So imagine you've got a big pile of sand at the top of the hips, and that pile of sand is now rolling down the front of the chest towards the face. Good, hold that position here. Now as you look down, your hips will be slightly lower because you're still in flex position, because you're pulling that belly in, and you're tucking the tailbone under, you're squeezing the bum cheeks. The hips are going to be slightly lower than your knees. That's absolutely fine. Good, now start to roll yourselves back down towards the floor. Good, and take the tailbone down. Good, pull the knees in towards the chest and give yourself a bit of a stretch. Good. So you should feel that stretch now through the lower back and the buttocks. Lift the head and shoulders if you prefer to take that stretch a little bit more, so it's a little bit more intense. Good. Take the head and shoulders down. Again, place the head blocks underneath the head again. Keeping the knees, or placing the hands onto the knees, keeping the feet together. We're going to pull the knees in towards the chest and then open the knees out. Now keep those toes connected. And then we're circling those knees. So it's a semicircle with the knees. So we're actually creating a full circle with the legs, but obviously a semicircle with each leg individually. So as you pull those knees in and they separate, that just opens the hips just a little bit more. Opens up the lower back, opens up the vertebra. Good. And bring it back into centre. And again, the other side. So taking those legs wide, pull the knees in. Good. And sending them away. So reversing that circle. Good. Excellent. Pull those knees in. Brilliant. Okay, take those feet down towards the floor. We're going to cross one ankle and place it, or take the ankle and place it onto the knee. We're going to take the arms out into a nice T position. We're going to drop the legs down towards the floor. Now as we take that leg down, we're taking the foot down, the foot that's currently crossed. You're going to feel that stretch all the way down through the lower back, into the hips, okay, and into that piriformis, into the muscle, into the buttocks here. Now keep the arms out in a T position, shoulders connected. If you prefer and you find it's easier, then take the head and turn to one side. Good. Bring those knees back up to centre. Now keep the legs crossed, and we're going to take that knee down. We're hooking that foot, that whole foot across the knee. Okay, and you're now, as you're hooking that foot, just pull that knee down towards the floor just a little bit more. Just allow everything to soften. So using the breath, breathing in, and as you breathe out, just allow the whole body just to relax and soften. And that just allows the muscles just to lengthen just that little bit more. Turn the head in the opposite direction if you prefer. Good. Bring those knees back up to centre. Okay, we're going to pull that leg in towards the chest. So grabbing hold of the supporting leg, place the hands behind. Now if you struggle to grab hold of that leg, you can get yourself a towel or a yoga strap or something similar. Place it behind the thigh and you can hold on to it that way. And it might be that you only get to about here. That's absolutely fine. But initially grab hold of that thigh and then take the head down towards the floor, pulling that leg in towards the chest. And you're going to feel that stretch through the buttock of the leg that's currently crossed across the other. So you should feel it in this buttock here. Keeping the head and shoulders nice and relaxed. Good. Place that foot down towards the floor. Let's change sides. So again, crossing over, so crossing that ankle over onto that knee, arm out in T position, or arms out in T position, and we're going to drop that leg down towards the floor. Holding that position here. Turn the head in the opposite direction. Now if you'd like and increase the stretch, you can press that knee away and then bring it back into centre. And again, press the knee away and bring it back into centre. And again, press the knee away and bring it back into centre. We didn't do that on the other side, but if you prefer, you'd like to do that, then you can. It just opens those hips up just a little bit more. Good. We're going to bring those knees back up to centre. We're going to take the leg over to the other side. So again, that ankle is hooked around that top knee. Arms again out in T position. Just deepens that stretch into the spine. And you're also going to feel it through the outer leg, through the outer thigh and the buttocks. Hold that position here. Again, turn the head in the opposite direction if you feel that that's going to increase the intensity of that stretch. Again, only take the stretch to a point where there is no pain. If you find that it's starting to become painful, then you're just reversing the effect of the stretch. You're going into a stretch reflex. Basically means that the muscles are saying, no, don't like this, and they go into spasm. And they start to shorten again. Good. Bring those knees back up to centre. Pull that leg in. You may need to lift the head and shoulders up initially, but pull that leg in towards the chest and allow the head and shoulders to relax down. Feel that stretch through the buttock on the other leg. Good. Hold that position here. Well done. Take that foot down towards the floor. Now with that same leg that you've had crossed, I want you to take that leg up. We're just going to do a hamstring stretch. So hold that leg up here. Again, if you'd like to use a towel or a band or something similar to place behind the foot, you can. So you can pull the foot in or pull the leg in a little bit. If not, grab the leg from behind the calf or the hamstring, not behind the knee. And just, again, relaxing the shoulders, just pull that leg in towards you. If you would like to extend the opposite leg, this does increase that stretch slightly, but again, it does put a little bit more strength through the lower back. So if you prefer to keep that leg bent, then keep that leg bent. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms. Just hold that position here. Every time you feel that stretch start to loosen slightly, or it starts to feel a little bit easier, just pull that leg in towards the chest just a little bit more. Now try and keep the leg as straight as you can without locking at that knee, okay? So you're not trying to force the back of the knee out through the other side. Good. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And every time you breathe out, just pull that leg in just a tiny little bit more. But again, only work to your ability and work to the point where there is no pain. Bit of discomfort and tension through the back of the leg and that's it. Good, just fold that leg back in towards the floor and then take the other leg up. Good, again, grabbing hold of the back of the calf or the hamstring. Okay, pulling that leg in towards the chest. Again, if you want to use a towel or a band to place behind the foot, it does give you a little bit more support. It allows the shoulders to relax just a little bit more as well. Keep the head and the shoulders, or certainly keep the head on the floor. Soften the elbows, soften the shoulders, soften that knee. Again, every time you breathe out, just pull that leg in towards the chest just a little bit more. You're going to feel that stretch down the back of the thigh. Good. And fold that leg back in towards the floor. Extend the legs. Take the arms over the top of the head. And I just want you to press the toes away. Press the arms away. Continue to breathe. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice long body stretch. Pull the toes up now, so you're flexing through the feet, pushing those heels away. Good, reaching those arms above. Now wrap the shoulders around the ears, so really increasing that stretch. Good, and release it down. Place the feet back onto the floor. Again, place the hands next to the hips, just sway the knees from side to side. Nice release through the lower back. Good. hopefully you're feeling a little bit looser through the lower back now, through the pelvis and the hips. Good. Bring the knees back up to centre. And if you would like just to finish off, bring the knees in and just give yourself a nice little hug. Take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Place the feet on the floor and just take a few moments just to gather your breath, gather your thoughts, and